what some people are concerned about flying in and out of Ireland at the moment. Eoghan Corry is the editor of Air and Travel magazine. On these baggage woes at Dublin Airport, how long are they likely to continue for?
All through the summer, by the sound of things, Kieran. Baggage is the new, it's the new cancellations. It is the issue that is dominating everybody's thoughts when they're checking in or when they're travelling at the moment. And it hasn't got any better. It really, sorting through the bags that are arriving at Dublin Airport, there's been quite a bit of progress, but a lot of bags are still getting lost.
And why? What's happening?
Couple of the key hub airports, and Heathrow is one of them. That's pretty important because we have 16 flights a day, 15 rotations a day to Heathrow, 12 from Aer Lingus and 4 from British Airways. So when the bags are not loaded, and particularly Aer Lingus, they're at the end of a series of legs, usually 2, but sometimes 3 or 4 people coming back through Heathrow. They wait at the carousel in Dublin Airport. The bag doesn't show up. They then go to work out where it got lost, and that is where the problem begins. A lot of them are being lost in Heathrow. Other airports problems, Chicago O'Hare, Atlanta, Toronto is a very big problem. Amsterdam is a pretty big problem as well.
Well, what's going on at Heathrow?
Same problem that has haunted everything back to those security queues in Dublin Airport in March. Everyone scaled down the staff during COVID, tried to scale it back up again, and probably miscalculated or ran into recruiting problems. The thing about baggage, it's very, very seriously automated, not very machine-read. Bags are put onto into trucks and onto carousels automatically, but you still need, when things start going wrong, somebody to lift those bags, and there's a serious shortage of those guys everywhere. About 15% short across Europe, according to the Airports Council International. And when things start going wrong, they can escalate. Things can escalate fairly quickly.
So are people kind of giving undue grief to Dublin Airport Authority for missed bags? Obviously, when you land, you tend to just get angry with whoever's in front of you when your bag doesn't turn up, but it's not their fault.
A pretty important point, Kieran, because what everybody wants to do is get onto the call centre, telephone the call centre immediately. Call centre is already understaffed. As you know, we're short of pilots and cabin crew when it comes to COVID absences. So the whole process, communications process, is also seriously understaffed. What the airlines are saying is don't pick up the phone and shout at someone because they really don't know where your bag are, but do go through that process of filling out accurate information online, and particularly the address. That's really important, particularly with people arriving in Ireland, moving on. An army of couriers are delivering the bags that are arriving. And to give you a scale of the problem, Kieran, 30 or 40 bags on flights arriving into Dublin Airport from Heathrow are not connected with passengers. They're coming from previous passengers who've already landed. What the handlers are doing, because while Dublin Airport coordinates all of this, it's the 2 major airlines have their own baggage handlers. Ryanair, Aer Lingus and Sky Handling and Service Air will also have their separate handling issues. What they're doing is they've transferred that mountain of unclaimed bags to the land side, so couriers can pick them up more easily without clearance. They are getting through it. They get through stages where they're almost through it, and then another baggage mountain appears as if by magic. It's going to keep going on to the end of the summer by the sound of things, Kieran.
Oh, God. Well, listen, what's the latest on cancelled flights then, while I have you?
Cancellations are way down. We've none today. We probably lost a couple of transatlantics over the last 3 or 4 days. The extra crew, it takes a crew of 8 to staff up an A330. So Aer Lingus have really been getting by on 1-2 cancellations. Some, the airport mandated cancellations there from Heathrow and Amsterdam. That's where the airport tells the airline to cancel a few flights. They were a bigger problem than COVID absences in the last few days, but things have certainly got better. And the scale of what's happening at Dublin Airport is we have about 300 to 310 flights taking off every day. If we lose 1 or 2 through cancellations, that actually is not very high, even before we had the issue of COVID absences.
Eoghan Corry, editor of Air and Travel magazine. Eoghan, a pleasure. Thanks a million for joining us here.